If you're struggling with consistency, I would like to help. Last week, I made a huge shift in my belief when it comes to being a consistent person. For so long, I didn't think that I was a consistent person at all. And that actually weighed down on me so much to the point where I couldn't actually get anything done, or I couldn't be as productive as I wanted to be. So that belief hindered me from achieving anything or committing to anything. So when it comes to consistency, we have this tendency to label ourselves as not being a consistent person, instead of saying, oh, I'm not consistent in this area. And not being consistent and actually being aware of it is actually a benefit, and it is a good thing. If you could realize that you're not consistent or you're not being consistent, it's a good thing because you're aware of it. And what does your awareness do? When you become aware of a problem, that's when you solve the problem. I want you to think about a gauge. A gauge, let's say on a car. Let's say you're driving and all of a sudden the oil change sign comes up. Yes, of course it pisses you off because it comes off and you're thinking about having to change the oil and how much it's gonna cost you and everything like that. But in reality, it's a good thing. It's working for your good. The fact that came up is telling you, change the oil on the car so that it could get in better shape, so that the car could be better off and operate the way it's supposed to operate, which will be a benefit for you. You gotta look at consistency the same way. Whenever you're thinking to yourself like, oh, I'm not being consistent in XYZ, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that you become aware of that, and then you make the necessary adjustment. So labeling yourself as being a person who is not consistent is just a bad belief to have, because you are a consistent person. Do you wake up every morning and brush your teeth? Do you wear your shoe? Do you put your shoes on and go outside? Do you wake up? That in itself is you being consistent. Just because you missed a few days of the gym or some type of work, whatever, that does not make you an inconsistent person as a whole. It just makes one aspect of your life. It just makes one aspect of your life inconsistent. And when you become aware of that, that means then you could get to fix that. So if you could start thinking about being inconsistent as a positive element for you to use that to your benefit, that actually moves you to get more things done, or to be consistent. You feel me? Like, when you stop looking at it as a negative thing and then punishing yourself for it, that's when you automatically just become consistent. Is when you're not thinking about it, it becomes automatic to you. So when you shift your belief about consistency, that's when things really start happening in your benefit. That's when you actually become consistent, is when you use that to your benefit. When you use it as a positive mechanism, that's when it starts working out for you. So you are not a inconsistent person. You're just inconsistent in some areas that obviously now, because you're aware of it, you can fix it. Sometimes it's nice to just come out, have a little walk, think a little bit. And what's been on my mind is consistency. So let's go and talk about it.